Hello everyone, and welcome back to another awesome episode of Kid Comics. Now, recently I did manage to stop by at a Half Price Books in Vernon Hills, Illinois, and I managed to get some pretty cool Bronze Age books in it. And I thought, let me show you guys some of the books, their stories, and just talk about where I've been also, and some upcoming future videos. So, without further ado, let's begin the video. Now, before we begin, I would like to shout out Vernon Hills, Illinois, Half Price Books location. They were really cool employees there, and everyone was really cool with me recording and showing you guys some of these really awesome books that I managed to pick up. And I managed to pick up all of these books for a whopping 55 bucks. Now, to finally start with the beginning of these books, we do have one of our first Bronze Age Spideys. There is two of them that I managed to pick up out of the three books in this haul. And this one features an Australian character, or an Australian villain, otherwise known as the Kangaroo. And this book is Amazing Spider-Man 126. So, Amazing Spider-Man 126, this was a pretty interesting story. This featured the Kangaroo. Now, this time, he has superpowers to fight against Spider-Man. And this book starts off with some advertisers trying to contact Spider-Man because they want him to advertise a new engine and build a Spider-Mobile out of it. And at first he decides to reject it, but later on we do find out he accepts it due to some rent bills he has to pay. Then we go back to the Kangaroo, where we find out that he was defeated last issue, I think it was 81. And a secret doctor, otherwise known as Jonas Harrow, comes up to him and tells him how he can get revenge against Spider-Man. And eventually we cut to his sort of laboratory where he does experiments on the Kangaroo, and he turns him into some superhuman freak with kangaroo-like abilities where he can practically fly with these air-compressed boots and some air-compressed gauntlets to punch things really fast and really strong. Eventually, during this book, we find out that the Kangaroo is being pretty much mind-controlled by Jonas Harrow to do his bidding, which is take out some nuclear isotopes at a super-secret lab. And eventually, Spider-Man shows up to the scene. He tries to stop him after quite a bit of fighting with the Kangaroo. He does not manage to stop the Kangaroo. Well, kind of. The Kangaroo then eventually opens the safe guarding the nuclear isotopes, only to be absolutely obliterated by the nuclear radiation. And it was pretty interesting to see such a, short-time villain leave. But I thought this was a pretty cool, interesting story. And eventually, in the end, Spider-Man escapes from the cops since he was wanted for killing Norman Osborn as the Green Goblin. And at the end, we do learn that Harry Osborn is planning to take on his father's heir as the Green Goblin. Now, the second book I wanted to show you guys, I haven't read yet, but I'd be very excited when I do get the chance to read it. I've been reading a couple of different stuff lately. I've been reading this really cool trade paperback of The Fate of the Phoenix. That's like 12 books in that entire trade paperback. I'm almost done with it, so maybe I'll do a review on that when I'm done with it. But for now, Amazing Spider-Man 111. Yeah, although I've still not read this story just yet, I am very excited to. But in the meantime, I thought I might as well show you this really cool, the cover on it. I managed to pay 15 bucks for this book, and yet again, it's another Bronze Age Spidey. This is going to be the second out of both of them that I got. This one talks about the Gibbon. This is kind of like a two-part story, and I believe the Kraven the Hunter is controlling the Gibbon to try and take out Spider-Man. But I thought this was a really cool book to pick up, and I managed to get it for only 20 bucks. I paid a little bit more than the Kangaroo book, but granted it is an older edition. But still, I thought this was really cool. And now to the final book. Now, for those of you guys who have been longtime Kid Comics fans, which I know a lot of you guys have been, you might know that I'm a huge fan of the Ghost Rider. And no, I'm not talking about Carter Slade's Ghost Rider or the weird Magazine Enterprises one. I don't really care about that one. But Johnny Blaze, the Flaming Skull motorcycle riding Ghost Rider. The reason I actually really came to love Ghost Rider was actually from the movies. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen the Nicolas Cage ones. Really, really awesome. I actually love those movies a lot, which for some reason a lot of people don't. But yeah, this is what really got me into the character of the Ghost Rider, and I wanted to read more about it. Which, luckily, at this Half Price Books, they did have a really awesome Ghost Rider comic. That book is none other than Marvel Spotlight number 8. So, Marvel Spotlight number 8 features Johnny Blaze and our main villain, Snake Dance. And I thought, at first, this was such an awesome cover. Plus, it's an also really early Marvel Spotlight issue. If you don't know, the first appearance of Ghost Rider comes from Marvel Spotlight number 5. So, this is like, what, the 4th appearance of the Ghost Rider? But yeah, this was really, really cool of an issue. It had a really good story, and just that cover is really awesome. I believe it was done by Mike Plug. He did a lot of the Marvel Spotlight run drawings and covers. But, yeah. So, let's get into the story of this book. So, it starts out with Crash Simpson, which, if you don't know who Crash Simpson is, that's Roxanne Simpson's father-in-law, and he is trying to kill Johnny Blaze. This is because Satan has told him, or controlled him, to kill Johnny Blaze. And, spoiler alert, he does not kill the Ghost Rider. Eventually, Crash Simpson pays his life for not killing the Ghost Rider. And eventually, Johnny Blaze and Roxanne Simpson get out of there in some sort of a miracle. Eventually, when they do get back, though, Johnny Blaze has to ride over the Grand Canyon as one of his grand stunts. Now, during this time, a weird sort of tribal Indian-type person, Native American, named Sam Silvercloud, comes up to Johnny Blaze, holds a gun to his head, and tells him to not do that stunt, or else his tribe will try and come and kill him. So, eventually, Johnny, being himself, he doesn't listen to him, and he goes anyways. Unfortunately, that doesn't go as planned, as the tribal men do try and attack him with their main leader, Snake Dance. And the book kind of ends with a pretty weird way, with Snake Dance hypnotizing Johnny Blaze, where he looks like a giant snake, which is kind of weird. But eventually, Johnny Blaze gets, captured by a bunch of snakes, and eventually falls off the Grand Canyon. And that's where we end this story of Marvel Spotlight number 8. So, kind of an abrupt ending, and a pretty interesting cliffhanger. Let me show you guys this weird sort of hypnotic illusion. That Snake Dance right here, if you guys can't tell. It's pretty weird, honestly. This book got a little bit weird at certain parts. But still, really, really cool art, like I said. Mike Plug, and I think there was someone else. Jim Mooney did the art for this. And unfortunately, I do not have Marvel Spotlight number 9, so I cannot continue this series, or reading it, until I do get the next issue. But it's probably not that hard of a book to get, so eventually I'll get that. But yeah, I managed to pay a whopping $15 for that, which is not too bad, considering I did pay a little bit more for my Amazing Spider-Man 111. But yeah, I thought these were some pretty cool books that I found at Half Price Books. Well, that's going to pretty much wrap up today's video for you guys. Let me know down in the comments which book that I showcased today was one of your favorites, whether it be ASM 126 with the kangaroo, ASM 111 with this awesome Craven and Gibbon cover, or the Marvel Spotlight number 8 with the Ghost Rider. So let me know down in the comments which one you guys enjoyed. And also, to talk about where I've been lately, I've kind of just taken a little bit of a break from comic books, at least from YouTube. As you can clearly tell, I've definitely not taken a break from comic books. I got a lot of new books on the wall. And I have posted a little bit more on my Instagram. So Make sure to go check that out, Kid Comics official. But yeah, I do plan to do a couple more videos in the future. Like I said, maybe I might do with that trade paperback of The Fate of the Phoenix. I might review that. I'm almost done reading that, so we'll just have to see what happens next. So, if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you guys want to see more comic book content like this, make sure to Hulk smash that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next video.